Actually wasn't going to talk about it, but after talking to my husband, he thinks it's important that I share the process, my journey, and hopefully save someone else. So, background story, I have endometriosis. My uterine lining is super thick and it is literally all over the place. That just means my cramps are like on 10,000 while y'all just have normal cramps. Unfortunately, having endometriosis is preventing me from getting pregnant normally. So the sperm cannot get to the egg because my uterine lining is so thick. Which leaves me with only so many options to get pregnant. So we were talking about IUI, which is, I call turkey basting because that's pretty much what it is. And then there is IVF. So just because IVF had a higher chance of pregnancy, I chose that route. I'm not going to get into the whole gist of like how IVF works. It's just, there's so many videos out there, but, you have to take the hormone shots and then first they have to do an egg retrieval. So I was doing the hormone shots in my stomach and, it was coming up time for the egg retrieval. I, had to get a trigger shot and then the next day you go in for surgery. Well, I think like 2 days after, I don't really remember that part, but you go in for surgery. So I'm a person that believes in signs. And the day of the surgery, my doctor was late. And I, like the nurse was having a hard time getting my IV in, which I normally don't have the best arteries because I don't drink a lot of water. I'm really bad at that. But not as bad as like what this lady was struggling with. They always ask me which arm. I say my left arm. It's closer to my heart. So everyone can get it. It just takes a couple of tries, but everyone can get it. This girl went from the left arm to the right arm to my hand, y'all. She did it like in some small ass vein in my hands and it busted. And I was so mad because it hurt so bad. I remember I wanted to fight her. Like I literally wanted to punch her in the face. So I'm like already feeling a type of way. I'm getting nervous and I'm like, okay, this is not starting off good. So I'm starting to cry because I'm like, I don't feel good about this. The anesthesiologist comes in. He's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, I'm just not getting a good vibe. Like something is wrong. He's like, okay, like what's your favorite drink? I'm like, okay, margaritas. Like, what are we doing? What's the vibe here? And he was like, well, I can't give you a margarita, but he's like, I can give you enough anesthesiology or enough anesthesiology, enough drugs. I'm just gonna say drugs. I don't know what I don't know what they give you, but he gave me enough to like make me feel like a little woozy, like before I went in for the surgery. So he gives me some drugs. I start to feel good. My doctor comes, checks in, and pretty much gives me a walkthrough of what's gonna happen. I'm not gonna finish this part 2.